Hey everyone, today's video was a request by Pam. She asked for a video on prepping pages for the week and what you write after it's decorated. This is actually part one of a two-part series. In it, I'm going to be showing you two functional spreads with simple sticker decor and walk you through what I'm writing on the pages and how I plan out my week using each functional spread type. I'm going to start by adding the hours in the sidebar to act as a guide for placing my time blocks. Time blocking is when you divide up the time in your day into different sections or blocks. Each block of time is typically devoted to one task, and you are essentially making an appointment with yourself to complete that task at a specific time. Drawing out time blocks on a weekly layout as opposed to just creating a weekly schedule reference sheet might be good for someone who doesn't have their weekly schedule memorized yet and needs to see what they need to be doing at what time during the day. And it could also work well for someone whose time blocks need to change week to week because their schedules are flexible and they keep changing. I'm adding the fixed items in my schedule. In this case, that would be work, church, and my routines, including my morning routine, evening routine, and weekly reset routine. And during the time that I'm at work, I reference my work planner, which I keep on my desk at work. During my routines, I'm following my routines insert that I keep under the routines tab at the front of my planner. During my morning routine, I get ready for the day, complete quiet time, and get my daily cleaning done. My evening routine includes a very quick workout and dinner, and then I reference my home planner to-do section for the tasks that I need to get done that day. That is when I work on fulfilling the orders for my Etsy shop for the day. The weekly reset is when I get ready for the work week, and I have a video linked below if you want to learn more about that. But on Saturday, I added a time block where I work on my YouTube channel and Etsy shop. And then after that is kind of a maintenance time block where I update my planners and deep clean an area in my house. On Sunday, I have a YouTube and Etsy shop time block, church, the weekly reset, and then another YouTube and Etsy shop time block. Underneath that is a to-do section, which is the one that I reference during my evening routine. I used these color dot markers to kind of color code the monthly list. The monthly list is basically a catch-all for the tasks that I need to get done that month. I include scheduled items, so things like appointments or like events, due dates for certain tasks that are unscheduled. Instead of checking it off, I'm choosing to draw an arrow just to indicate that the task or the event has been migrated onto the weekly. I'm also checking the monthly list for scheduled items and transferring any relevant ones over to the weekly spread. I start with events, appointments, and scheduled tasks. And scheduled tasks have a time of day associated with them. An example of that is how on October 1st, I need to pick up my husband Andrew from the train station at 6 p.m. So I added it to 6 p.m. on Tuesday because it must happen at that time. And then I have an eye appointment at 8:20 a.m. on Friday, so I add that to Friday. This would also be the time to add every week tasks. That's what I'm calling tasks that need to happen either on a specific day that week or you're on some sort of rotation schedule where it's like every 3 days, every 4 days, every 5 days. So for example, for me, it's watering the plants every 3 days. For this week, that will fall on Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. Tasks with deadlines are added next. These are typically higher priority tasks, which I have assigned a due date to because they are related to preparation for an event, appointment, or scheduled task. But they don't have to be done at a specific time of the day like a scheduled task would. So an example of this is how on Wednesday I need to prepare food for a potluck that is happening on Thursday. It has to have a deadline so that it is ready to go for Thursday. Then I migrate tasks from the previous week and transfer relevant tasks to future monthly lists, the someday maybe list, or delete them. So what I mean by this is that any tasks that didn't get done in the previous week, if they are a high enough priority, then I will schedule them into the current week that I'm planning out. But if I realize that they're actually not that high of a priority and they could potentially get done in a future month, then I'll add them to a future monthly list, and the month will depend on that task and when it makes sense to complete it. If it's really not important at all, it will probably get added to the someday maybe list, which means someday, maybe if I have time, then I will work on that task, but it's really not a priority right now. And if I feel like it's something that really never needs to get done, then I will delete that task. And finally, I add my unscheduled tasks, trying to be realistic about what time I have in that day, if I can really get all those unscheduled tasks done. I am intentionally leaving blank space because if I don't get some tasks done in the previous week or day, I want to be able to migrate those tasks over. And if I don't leave blank space, then I won't have a place to write those tasks down. When it comes to functional planning, you obviously don't have to decorate, but if that is something you want to do because you feel like it motivates you to actually use your planner, I think it's important that any decor does not hinder the actual function that you are getting out of each planner page. For some people, too much decor can be really distracting, or maybe it's so much decor that you don't have enough space to actually write down what you need to write down. So it's important to have a good understanding of what is the right amount for you. Every person is different. So what the right amount is for each person is going to be different as well. And that's okay. In terms of stickers, I'm just adding some clear rose gold stickers from the farmhouse sticker book to each of the corners because I'm trying not to overwhelm the page. And because the sticker is clear, you could still see the month written underneath it. So I used a rectangular sticker from the neutral watercolor sticker book to cover that and wrote in the month on that sticker. In the next video in this series, I'm going to show you a second idea for a functional spread, one that is simplified compared to the one that I showed you today, a functional planning layout, which is an option if you don't want to spend a lot of time setting it up or decorating your planner. And in the meantime, if you want to see another idea for a functional planning layout, watch this video next, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye!